Welcome to Killarney International Raceway in Cape Town for the penultimate round of the Toyota Gazoo Racing GR Cup. The big battle in the media contingent expected today.
Oh, lucky to be back at Killarney. It's such an awesome driver's track and so many things that you got to get right to get a good lap. And working on it, we've had 3 practice sessions so far, so it's going okay. Times are improving, but it's also getting a little bit warmer and so on. But yeah, having fun, trying to keep it clean this weekend and start a trouble and see if we can bag a few points. Second last race of the year, and yeah, I just can't believe that the year's flown by so quickly. Just this one and Swartkoff's to go, so we're going to try and keep it clean, but also like to get a good result if possible. But anyway, it's racing.
So far this practice I was quickest, but I know there's another 0.6 of a second there, so I'm hoping for tomorrow morning doing qualifying we'll find that time and we'll be able to bring it home, and then of course the race is a race.
Back at Killarney, yes, I'm enjoying myself very much. The day's been good. Pace has been, I think, good. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with where I am. In the last session though, I think I was overthinking the brakes a little bit, so I was trying a little too many new tricks. So at least, I did try them, and it's not something that you want to do in quali. So I'm going into quali knowing what to do and what not to do, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be very tight, and it's going to be an even tighter race.
So qualifying at Killarney has completed. It's our second time here, and I think it's safe to say we're considerably faster than we were the first time we were here, which was the first race of the season. Unfortunately, I didn't top the timing sheet, but it is close. Hannes has taken pole, and he's 0.1 ahead of me, and Sean's in between us. So it's going to be incredibly close fighting when we actually get onto the racetrack later on. It's going to be an exciting race, and I'm very ready for it. I've got a big smile on my face. We're going to have a lot of fun out there.
On board with Al now as we head onto the track for race number 1. And amazing to see what happened in that qualifying. Zephyrus on pole for the very first time, beating Dylan Praji. Dobby van der Merwe down in third. Hannes Visser, as you heard, is on pole for the media challenge. And Devin Scott just pipping Mario de Souza to the front end of what is the Yaris and dealer team side of things. 86ers will start things out, as always, with our junior drivers and Sechaba Mashigo. And we're on board here with Alex Shahini as we head down towards turn 1 now for the media challenge. And join us after the break for race 1 action. Welcome back to action from the Toyota Gazoo Racing GR Cup. 86ers head towards turn 1. It is Nico Zephyrus who's got the whole shot into turn 1, followed by Davy van der Merwe. He's wrapped up the 86 League. The championships are up for grabs today. Of course, are going to come out of the media challenge and out of the dealer team challenge. As you see, our media contingent heading towards turn 1, and it is the car in second place that needs to be in first if we want to see Sean Nurse taking the media championship for 2024. Devin Scott already putting pressure on as they go into turn 1, up the inside there of Alex Shahini, the man from Car Magazine, and then somebody running wide out of turn number 2 there. One of the 86ers not quite getting that corner right. So Davy van der Merwe has now slotted up into second. I think it was Dylan Praji. Dylan Praji dropped back there. Yeah, in fact, that was him dropping right to the back of the pack as you see them heading down towards Damstip for the first time. Praji having a little bit of issues there, trying to keep the car on track, but it is all about the charge at front from Davy van der Merwe, trying to close down on Nico Zephyrus, a man who has not been ahead of him yet this season. But what a turnaround here for the Cape Town circuit to see Zephyrus at the front. Davy van der Merwe is closing him down though, so van der Merwe just wants to try and make it a clean sweep for the season if he can. And that's exactly what he's trying to do here, to close down on Nico Zephyrus down into Cape Town corner. You can see those hazard lights coming on Sechaba Mashigo's car. That shows you that all of the systems are still working in these cars. They're literally road cars with roll cages in them. And of course, if you take Sechaba Mashigo, he won the media challenge last year, got bumped up into the 86ers to fight with the junior drivers. And that's one of the awesome things that they do here at Gazoo Racing, is give the guys who've won the honours a chance to stay in the championship and go and fight it with the junior drivers and development guys. This is a fantastic fight though between the Corollas and the Yarises. The Yaris of Devin Scott though is ahead of Alex Shahini as they head towards turn 1. We're on board here with Al as they go into turn 1. The front end, Fisser hangs on for now. Sean Nurse in second. Devin Scott putting a wheel on the inside curb there and heads up the media side of things. And well, the media side of things has now got the Yaris dealer team boys and driver academy boys in the mix as well. It's great to see how they've mixed those two cars. They're very similar in terms of performance, only a couple of kilowatts difference between them. And remember that the Corollas are all-wheel drive, so that's the big major factor there. The Motors Toyota, running, I think that might have been Kumbi running wide out of turn 2 as Mario de Souza put the pressure onto him. But Mario D'Souza still in with a chance here of wrapping things up in the challenge between the Driver Academy and dealer team drivers. Although if Devon Scott finishes where he is right now, that team of Devon Scotts will take the team victory in the mix-up of the Yaris side of things. So there's lots to play for here still. As you can see, they come down in the 86 league with Darby on the high side, trying to find a way through on Nico Zaferis. Zaferis hangs on for now. Nico going to try and keep him out, or will he? No. Darby knows exactly there's enough place to play out on that side. He's been in that situation on a few occasions in his racing career and knew that if he came out of Cape Town on the high side and gets into the kink first, he will lead down towards turn 1. Perfectly done. Hannes Visser did the same thing. Watching the rearview mirrors though. Looking for a potential of Sean Nurse to squeeze through. There he comes. Nurse in the Auto Trader car, late on the brakes. Hannes was later, but then it was a second dab of the brakes there from the Auto Trader man to get through to the front, and now takes the lead. Visser slots in behind, so the Latviel car into second place now, into the clutches of Devon Scott, who's not too far behind them. Devon Scott, with these two fighting so hard, has been able to just bridge that gap ever so slightly, so we'll keep an eye out on whether he's able to find a way through here on the slightly quicker Corolla in terms of the two power outputs of these two cars. But needless to say, with Devon Scott behind the wheel, maybe a little bit more experienced than Hannes. Sachaba Mashigo under pressure big time there, as you see the return of Praji, the return of Ken Swartz as well. The two of them now hounding the back end of that third 86 as they come across the line to complete another lap. Mashigo's having a bit of a tough time of it as Praji makes up ground, so does Ken Swartz. And just behind that, waiting to jump into the party as well, will be Theo Brits and Kumbi on cars. And Kumbi on cars, as I said, went off earlier on, so it's going to cost him a bit of time and some championship points here. He could be still in the running for a top 5 finish in the media side. Ooh, there's a spinner. Someone down at turn 1 on the inside of that corner. Just trying to work out, that might have been Ryan Naka. Ryan Naka, I think, has spun out there. He was looking to come through the pack, and he spun out at turn 1, so Naka drops to the back of the pack completely, right behind all the Corollas and Yaris's as well. Back on board with Alex Shahini now, from his onboard camera coming out of the front windscreen, looking to get through here on Hannes Visser. He sees Devon Scott has got away, so maybe he can get through on Visser. He can run with Scott and give Sean Nurse a bit of a run for his money as they head towards Sorrel Sweep. Not easy to do, right when Hannes Visser's in this kind of mode. You heard from his interview how confident he was feeling here, coming back to the Cape Town-based circuit. But it's Devon Scott who's moved up to second overall between the Yaris's and Corollas, and he's now looking to even get past on Sean Nurse if he can. Always an easy thing to do. Some traffic now to deal with. That might be the return of Ryan Naka, or is that Dylan Praji? No, that's Praji who's dropped back into the clutches now of the leading cars. Devon Scott has got ahead of Sean Nurse. So Sean Nurse has dropped to third place overall. Scott now leads out. So Scott leads both the Yaris and Corolla side of this championship. The 86 is out front of Darby and Nika, I think, are the only two cars who might not get caught by Devon Scott here in this first heat. They come down on the brakes. There's Nurse pulling around the outside, looking for a way through, and going to go late on the brakes to get on the inside of Sechaba, but not on the inside of Dylan Praji. Praji's just managed to keep him out. Sechaba's just behind that. Mashigo slots in behind Nurse. He has never fought against him mano a mano in terms of the same cars, but they've been involved in battles between the 86s and the Corollas on a few occasions this season. And of course, the Chaba also coming out of the media contingent initially. Further back, also pick up on Jaco van der Merwe and Bernie Hallberg as well, and Marius Klaassen. Jaco van der Merwe took a little bit of strain here this weekend. The Citizen man not quite getting to grips with the circuit, but definitely looking forward to more action as he comes back to his more favourite circuit at Swartkops to wrap up the championship later on in the season. So as now you see, oh, look at that, with the traffic, look at where Alex Shahini's got to. He's not too far away from the back end there of Hannes Visser. So Shahini and Visser are a little bit closer than what they have been all race long. And that's due to this little bit of traffic that's being held up here by Devon. Devon is there just ahead of Dylan Praji. Praji's got Nurse behind him. And there's a move from Visser on the inside. Can he get through? He was late on the brakes. He's got the inside line. And if he just waits, yeah, there we go. Sechaba runs high and wide and comes out of Cape Town corner, tucked in behind Hannes Visser now. Here comes Alex Shahini, looking to do more of the same. As he gets the slightly better drive. Remember, there'll be a little bit more power outage on this car, 220 versus 180, and probably top end a little bit higher as well from the Corolla. So he gets through and demotes Sechaba Mashigo down one position. These two are on their own. I don't think there's going to be any change up here. Darby van der Merwe keeping Nico out for now, but Zaferis is still in with a chance of spoiling Darby's day. and maybe just waiting to pounce a bit later on. He knows if he goes too soon, Davy could probably come back at him. And that's probably why he's waiting for a little bit longer in this race before he decides to have a go for the lead. As they come through there, behind that's Devin Scott all on his own now. Sean Nurse also with a bit of breathing room as Praji holds up the rest of the pack. So then Praji got Ken Swartz with him though. Got to be careful. Ken Swartz has joined onto the tail piece there of that third 86. And the man from Bulawayo could be in a bit of trouble there as Swartz puts the pressure on. The Motors Toyota flying very nicely. That's for second overall in the Yaris. So Mario de Souza having a phenomenal run here in that Motors Toyota. He is in with a shot still of beating Devin Scott for the dealer team side of the championship. So there's still some rivalry to happen there. As they come out of Fostron corner, Davi's got the hammer down. And you'll see possibilities here of another victory going his way ahead of Nico Zafiris. But a massive improvement coming out of Zafiris this weekend. And that definitely has something that Davy will be concerned about heading to Swartkops. Checkered flag is out. The win for the 86ers goes to Davy. The win for the Yaris's goes to Devon. And the media challenge is won by Sean Nurse. And he will wrap up the championship with that victory as well. There's your top three. Fanamava, Zafiris and Praji in the 86ers. Carola's is Nurse, Fissa and Shahini. Scott D'Souza and Theo Brits are your top three in the Yaris category. Race 1 winner, Davy Fanamava.
Race was quite good. I saw Nico and Dylan going for a move on the first lap, and I saw my opportunity to pass Dylan, and from there I was chasing Nico and he was chasing me. It was quite hectic that few laps what we did, but really enjoyed it. Once again thank you for Toyota for this amazing program. I think the GR86 League is definitely going to become something big in the future, and looking forward for the next race brings.
Big improvement for Nico Zafiris, finishing up in second place behind Davy.
Me and Davy were having a lack of dice, pulled away from everyone else. Thought there was one lap left, but I saw the checkered flag coming, and my mistake, so we'll get him in the next one.
Yaris Cup winner, Devin Scott.
It was incredible. It was a real tussle the first couple laps, and then we got mixed in with the 86s, which became even more interesting, but it was one of the best experiences of my life, and it taught me a lot about patience on the circuit and just waiting for the gap. So I thoroughly enjoyed it, and our little Yaris is really surprising everyone on the circuit. So thanks again to Glenn and to Rian and to Paulie for this opportunity.
Winner of the dealer team challenge is Mario D'Souza.
I had a very lonely race, but still a second place. I'm happy. Weather's beautiful in Cape Town. What else can you ask for?
Second place in the media, Hannes Visser.
Yeah, tough race. I mean, we started off pole, so I had to control the pace, and I think I didn't leave enough space towards the 86ers in front of us. We caught them quite quickly, but by then Sean had already come past me on the straight. He took it, got on the inside, got past me, and then it was a matter of just trying to keep the rest of the guys behind me, and I saw that I wasn't going to catch Sean, and we just tried to keep it clean. Not put any damage on the car, which we did, so second place, and it was close, a lot of fun. I think we put up a good show for the crowd. Let's try and do the same again the next race.
First place in the medias went to Sean Nurse.
I was just waiting, really, biding my time in that race, waiting for him to make a mistake, and fortunately for me, he was a bit tentative into Cape Town corner on a couple of the laps, and I just centered, braked a bit later, and waited down that back straight with a nice draft and kind of dive bombed him into turn one. And then it was a case of managing the car going out of four-wheel drive into front-wheel drive mode, and some 86s in front of us, and just trying to keep everyone behind me. But really looking forward to race 2. There's a bit of pressure off and starting in P3 for race 2, so a bit of work to do, but I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Third place, Alex Shahini.
Started third, ended third, got into second for 2 seconds, so there was a lot of tussling, a lot of fun. We came close, but again, good respectful driving between all of us. But a very eventful race, and I think for the most part, the Corollas and the Yaris's got away scot-free with damage. So, I think that's a good sign. I think we put on a great show for everyone. We showed what these cars are capable of. And the good news is up top, we've got 4 or 5 guys that are so close together. So I think it makes for good viewing. Not that I've seen it yet, but I think I had the best view in the house, right over there.
Welcome back to the Mother City and Killarney International Raceway for race 2 now of the Toyota Gazoo Racing GR Cup. Looking forward to the championship being wrapped up in the media challenge. If Sean Nurse finishes at the top end, he will take that. But there's lots of little rivalries still out on the circuit, as you heard in our post-race interviews after race number 1. We're on board here with Alex Shahini, and he's running his helmet cam. This is going to be awesome stuff if we get that onboard stuff from him to see from the car's point of view and from his helmet's point of view as the 86ers make their way down towards turn 1. This time Darby on pole. And looks like it's going to be a bit of a fight on there. Nico Zaferis alongside him, looking to try and get through as quickly as possible. Dylan Praji comes across to go on the attack, literally from the word go. He moves around the outside of turn 1, changing his mind and following and getting side by side there with Zaferis as they came out. We're on board with Hannes Visser as the media and Yaris guys. Visser looks like he was a little bit disappointed on the start there. Didn't quite get the jump he wanted. He's lost a lot of ground heading towards 1 as Devon Scott goes side by side with Sean Nurse as they go in there. Oof, good start as they go in there as well. Watch out for the back end of the field too as the dealer team start to get in the mix there. And now they come towards turn 2. It's Shahini who's got the drop on everybody in that media challenge. Here comes the Foss on the inside. He's sharing the car with Devon Scott. Remember the 2 driving academy boys going mano a mano for each heat of the day. Fisser on the inside trying to get ahead and return the favour there on Sean Nurse. Sean Nurse just doesn't give him enough room to squeeze through though. Fisser now with a much better run down towards turn 3. He looked a little bit sort of stationary off the line there. I think he got caught a little bit on the start though, but has recovered pretty rapidly. And then tucked in behind that, watch out for D'Souza, Theo Brits and Jakob van der Merwe coming through the back. A little sideways there from Al. Oh, a big slide from Alex Shahini coming out of Sorrel Sweep. He would have loved that. Oh, but we didn't see that from his onboard camera because he would have been looking to the left-hand side trying to catch the car as a win in a straight line. Late braking from Visser. Closes things down. Do we see a change-up between the Yaris and Corollas? Yes, we do. The Driving Academy car hits the front. And there you have it. It's now 3 Corollas fighting for second on the road in the mix-up between Yaris Cup and the Media Challenge Corollas. Media Challenge at this point is in the hands of the orange livery, and that is the Car Magazine's Alex Shahini. Sean Nurse behind that. Here we go on board with Al. Oh, look at that, look in the rearview mirror. You can just see the whole green colours of Nurse as he's late on the brakes into turn 1. Has actually have a go at the Driving Academy car there. That is a good effort there from Alex Shahini. Very late on the brakes and nearly squeezed past. So Shahini watching the rearview mirrors to keep Nurse out. Nurse doing the same thing to keep Visser out. But Shahini's on the attack as well. He's not scared to have a go here. The 3 media cars are right up close and personal. And remember, those are all-wheel drive, slightly higher kilowatts, only a couple of kilowatts more than the Yaris's, but those Yaris Cup cars have proven themselves already last year with the junior drivers at the wheel. They definitely know what to do in circuits like this. Visser dropping back slightly there in the Latviel car. He's lost a little bit of ground there to Nurse in the Auto Trader car. Have to try and make that up as they go towards Sorrel Sweep. When they come out of Sorrel Sweep, the lead car is out of the Yaris Cup, and it's the 2 sharing drivers from the Toyota Gazoo Racing Driving Academy based at Swartkops that lead things out. 86 is back to this little battle. And when I say little battle, there's little battles of 2x2 at this stage going at it. Looks like Sachaba Mashigo is having a bit of a tough time of it, but Nico Zaferis is having a huge time of it. He's dropped to 3rd. Praji is up into 2nd place. Man has just come from big victories, of course, in the Bulawayo and Zimbabwe Championship. Is now looking to get big victories here in South Africa as well. Before him and that man, Ryan Naka, go on some international duties, testing for GT4 in 2025. Let's see what they can do. Darby van der Merwe, though, just controlling things as he has done almost all season long. Just gets up ahead and gets the job done. Sachaba Mashigo into 4th place. Naka's on his tail. Remember, Ryan Naka spun out in race 1, so he'll definitely want to turn his luck around. And Ryan Naka has had some very, very big moments this year, not only in the Gazoo Racing Cup, but in a couple of other categories he's been involved with his racing. Hannes Visser, look at the ground he's lost. Visser's not happy with his car, you can see. Definitely not the same Hannes Visser we saw in race number 1. Sean Nurse now squeezes through to take the lead of the Media Challenge and up ahead of the Car Magazine man. Alex Shahini losing out, so Nurse up to 2nd overall. The Gazoo Racing Academy boys are showing these guys how it's done. Getting away and disappearing at the front end in that little front wheel drive Yaris. 3 media cars behind that, coming into Sorrel Sweep. And it's Sean Nurse from Auto Trader who leads them out. Shahini and Latviel's Hannes Visser. Equidistant basically between those 3 cars. In fact, Visser, as I said, has lost a bit more ground. You can see Hannes just seems to be battling a little bit in the second heat. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with that car, but definitely not the same kind of pace we saw from him earlier on when we chatted and how happy he was with the car in qualifying and then in race 1 right up there as well. Shahini has got the role reversed there between himself and Visser, so he's up to 2nd, Visser down to 3rd. Another lap going to be completed by the 86 League. Here comes the Driving Academy car of Foss and Scott. And it's 1, 2, 3 from the media, waiting for the next cars coming to sight. I think it's probably going to be Mario D'Souza that we see just in the background there, the second of the Yaris's. He's moved himself up and continues to control things in the dealer team challenge. So the interesting thing with that, of course, the dealer team challenge is that each of the dealers that have got GR stables in their dealerships are allowed to come and participate in this, and then of course can go and show the Toyota fans and people looking to buy Toyotas what the GR difference is in their cars. And it's all the modifications that get put onto various makes and models of the Toyota range. One particular that is exceptionally good is this Corolla, as you can see, and how well it's performed throughout the season in this media challenge. Best performing car though is at the front at the moment, second overall on track, and Sean Nurse with this victory will wrap up the championship. But Shahini's not going to make it easy for him. Alex Shahini loves coming down to Cape Town, as you heard in his interview. Big smile on his face, and he's looking for more smiles by the end of this one. Look at the 86s though, just in the foreground of that shot. They're starting to get mixing up properly there as Ken Swartz gets in there, along with the hard chargers at the back end there, Ryan Naka. So Naka and Swartz now putting the pressure onto the back end of Sachaba Mashigo. So Mashigo's lost a bit of ground there to Safiris and to Praji, but Praji hangs on for second, and Davy Olivier leads out overall. Comes that Driving Academy Yaris. Nurse behind him. That is the leader overall on the circuit in the 86 League. Davy van der Merwe. Oh, a spinner! Was that a spin? It's two. One big spinner down in towards turn one, and is that Praji? It is. Dylan Praji has spun out with about half a lap to go. Can you believe that? The pressure got to him, and the man from Bulawayo has spun out, so that's not what he wanted, that is for sure. Safiris has now been gifted second place, and Dylan Praji, well, he'll have to come back and fight again. Let's just get confirmation that it is. Yeah, looking in those rearview mirrors and looking at the rearview mirrors on the car, it certainly looks like that was Dylan Praji who spun out. But this is a fantastic run from Davy van der Merwe again. Ryan Naka putting some late race pressure on here, trying to squeeze through for second place, and looking to try and get ahead. Big fight on here, and you can see just how tight it's going to be. 3 cars in the mix there. Sachaba Mashigo has joined the body, along with Ken Swartz. It could be anybody's game there for second place as they head towards Cape Town Corner. We'll keep an eye on that one as they head down there. But Davy van der Merwe has got it in the bag for the win. Is it going to be Naka with the red wing mirrors to keep out Sachaba Mashigo? It looks like it could be. Yeah, they come under braking. No, Naka. Oh, wow. Mashigo trying to use the banking. But Naka's been able to get up onto that banking on the late stage of it to cut off the line and the drive that Sachaba Mashigo has got out of Cape Town Corner. So Davy van der Merwe is going to come for the win. Ryan Naka is going to turn his luck around completely from a DNF into second place in race 2, beating Sachaba Mashigo and Nico Zafiris to the line in the 86 League. And in the background, a great effort there from Scott and DeFoss to take the victory in the Yaris category, beating Mario D'Souza and Theo Brits. And Sean Nurse wraps up the championship and race 2 with the win. Let's catch up with your overall winner, Davy van der Merwe.
It feels good. I must say the second race went a bit better. I was a bit scared for the headwind, especially with the scores with though you get down the back straight. But yeah, luckily the first 2 laps I got away quite well, and yeah, just had to focus from there. Saw the guys battling behind, and I just thought I just want to get out of it. So yeah, it's been a good race, good year so far, and yeah, once again thank you to Toyota and Bucket List hosting this amazing series. Looking forward for the next round at Swartbox.
Good run for 4th place and Ken Swartz.
I dropped 1 place at the start, so that wasn't ideal, but I managed to keep it on track, and everyone sort of went ham in front of me, and 2 people crashed, and then yeah, they gave me a couple of positions, so yeah, it's just not too bad.
Double win and media champion for Sean Nurse.
Race 2 a lot tighter. Had a great dice with Alex in the second race there. Bit tight, a bit of a maneuver on the last lap. Yeah, we'll have to check. It was a hell of a race. Good to take a double victory. Just glad everyone's okay, and yeah, looking forward to finishing off the year at Swartkorps. Oh man, like it's something that you dream of as a kid, you know, wanting to win a championship. I never thought being a journalist you'd ever have that opportunity. So yeah, really great feeling, man. On top of the world right now.
Yes, so we're 1 up from where we started, but we're not finishing in the pole position, unfortunately. I made a simple error, and Sean capitalized on that. He doesn't need 2 invitations, so congrats to him. He's won both races, as has Devin in his class for the Yaris's. So yeah, it's been a great weekend. We've had a lot of good battles. And yeah, I'm glad that we've made it all this way and we've got all of the experience that we've amassed, because in comparison to the first time we were here at the beginning of the year, I think there's been big improvements. So yeah, very excited, very happy with the result despite not winning. And we're off to Zwartkops for the final race of the year.
It feels amazing. It's been an incredible weekend, from a tough qualifying session to 2 race wins. Cape Town always has some surprises, both in the circuit and in the race, and I enjoyed it. With Sean and Alex and Hannes, we had an epic battle out there for both races, and it kept it nice and clean and nice and tidy, and just good fun in some very, very special machinery.
And that wraps up our coverage of the penultimate round. Join us at Zwartkops for the final round of Toyota Gazoo Racing GR Cup 2024.